Good morning. Whew, I don't know how the chilly one it is too. I'm back at Passo Giau because I think it's kind of my new favourite place in the whole wide world. Very strange noises by the birds. It's now raining, which it has been on and off all morning. There was no sunrise. There was a hint of colour, a glow in the sky, but at the same time it was raining, so I stayed in the car. I wanted today to get up there, but I decided that with the rain and the wind, I really didn't want to haul my backside up there. Oh, excuse me, I'm just trying to trigger her. That's better. And you might be able to see, this keeps happening. The mist is coming up the valley the other side and just blowing through. So I got out of the car with the intention of going up there, and then everywhere disappeared. So I thought, maybe I'll stay down low. But the clouds are giving some really nice mood. And I'm just waiting. It ebbs and flows. I'm just waiting for that peak to appear, and then I'll take a shot. Because it's a little bit brighter over here, I have got a reverse grad in, but I want to take it off. Might just put a soft grad in, just to even out the exposure on this side of the image slightly. There's a... Ooh. That is actually kind of an inversion going off in a valley somewhere. But it's definitely dramatic looking. Definitely. It's appearing. So this is my last morning in the Dolomites. I'm heading down to Venice. That should be an experience. Me on a bus. Me driving in cities that I don't know. Oh, it's not going to be pretty. There's all sorts of recipes for disaster in there. So here we are shooting at, I don't know, F10 for some reason, and 5 seconds? Yep, 5 seconds. And I'm just using the lead-in line of the path, going up past the hut, straight up to the top. This isn't going to get any light on it because of that horribly thick, goopy cloud over there. But hey, can't have everything. I had a day off yesterday. The weather was abysmal. I went out at 6 and got home at 2. So I did go out and give the ball a kick, but I was getting wet. And every time I got the camera out, it rained. So I just gave up in the end and I went home and caught up on my sleep. So I'm feeling a bit more like I'm firing on all cylinders today. But the clouds keep rolling in. There's a mountain range up there, and every now and then it hoves into view when this mist has disappeared. But it just comes and goes, and every movement changes the landscape. As the clouds are moving across, it's bringing rain with it as well. Am I ever so glad that I brought my shower caps with me? They're brilliant. Admittedly, because I've got the Lee filter holder on, that actually shields the lens. I've not pulled that on very well because the rain's coming in this way, so it's not so bad at the moment. But yeah, the cheap as chips little piece of kit, ideal. They just shield the rain. You can still compose and get ready to fire the shot. So I set the camera up this morning, composed, focused, set my shutter speed, popped that on, and then just waited for the clouds to clear. So you can see that's what they're doing now, and just bringing that beautiful spire into view. So yes, top tip of the day, get yourself some shower caps. Brilliant pieces of kit. Right, that's it from here. I'm going to have one last shot, and then it's time to head for home. I don't want to go. that was an experience and a half. But thankfully, Google Maps guided me here. It's just a maze, and it's grubby. I came into the square and I expected to be wowed. And yes, I mean, the Basilica is an absolutely stunning building. But it's grubby. I know during the daytime there's tables and chairs out. I'm sat next to some now. And there's just rows of them, but there's empty coffee cups and paper wrappers. But anyway, I should have been here last night for sunset. But I kind of got a bit distracted on the way down from Cortina. I made the fatal mistake of going via Passo Giau. That place is just out of this world. You really could stay there for a month and still not get bored. So by the time I'd found the hotel, and well, I say hotel in the loosest sense of the word, it's a hostel. And bed's comfy, room's warm, and it's clean, and that's all I needed. Oh, we're just about to get very noisy behind us. It's the most surreal place. Yes, as I was saying, by the time I'd got sorted and figured out what buses I needed to catch to get in, yeah, me on a bus, that's a bit scary. And the bus this morning, I aimed for the 11 past 5 bus, and it was absolutely rammed to the gunnels. I've never seen anything like it. And it's so early, but obviously they start work here early. I think they start at 7:30, and then they close during lunch for 2 or 3 hours, and then they open a bit later. There's loads of people out and about cleaning the streets, and my God, what a job they've got to do. It's a bit like painting the Forth Road Bridge, it must never end. This is going to be a short, sweet shoot session. I've literally come down to do the gondolas, and that's it at sunrise. I might stop on the way back and take a couple of other images, but the gondolas is the one I've come for at sunrise, and it's murky and cloudy, so I'm not expecting anything startling, but I just want an image of these blue gondolas. Yes, I know, it's the classic image, the one everybody gets, but I want it. I've come to Italy twice now. I may not come back again. And I couldn't go home without getting this image this time. There's a mass of gondolas. You come from sort of here, right down to where those lights are at the end. I will pop you up the images from yesterday's little trip down the Passo Giau next. I didn't bother doing any recording of the driving because you're probably bored with it by now. But the other side of Passo Giau is just as amazing as the side that I went up virtually every morning. I could drive that road every day of the year for the rest of my life and not get bored. It's wonderful. The bells. I'll wait till that's finished, shall I? The ambient light is increasing very slightly. I'm sorry I'm a little bit in the dark. I don't want to put my light on. And I'm still just playing. I've done a few shots up high, and now I'm doing a few shots down low. It's really difficult to show you because, as I say, it is so dark. I've had to alter the white balance. It is currently on 3,230 kelvins because the light pollution is horrific. And I quite like it lowering or putting the kelvins that low. Gives a really nice blue effect. I'm really quite pleased with that because it matches the gondolas. But yeah, it's really doing my OCD, the world of no good. I desperately want the gondolas sharp and in focus, but you can't do that without freezing the action, and that's not what I want. The area just behind the boats, you can see there's a little cordon, and I'm presuming that's where the gondolas stick to. But then the other side between here and the church, which is there, there's huge passenger ferries, I presume they are, going up and down. Because this is apparently a cluster of islands. I want to say 50 islands, but I might not be correct in that. But it's somewhere around there. Now that I've stopped faffing around, I wandered around trying different compositions, trying different sections of the gondolas, and I cranked the ISO up to 640 to get a short enough shutter speed, just so I could see what I was framing up, see if I liked it. Now that I'm happy with... There we go, there's one of the passenger ferries just going across. Now that I'm happy with the composition that I've got, I've dropped the ISO back down to 100. Yes, just checking. I'm on F9 and currently 20 seconds. I've moved the white balance up slightly to 4,000 kelvins, and that really brings out the nice blue of the boats. It's making the sky look a bit more natural. As the ambient light increases, I shall up the kelvins to match up with it. Daylight is 58, 80 kelvins, I think. So eventually I will get up to that, but at the moment it is so blue anyway. I would have been in seventh heaven if we'd had a colourful sky though. But it's not raining, it's flipping warm, it's 18 degrees. It's crazy. I'm going to trigger another. I think I prefer the low down composition. I've got the legs spread out on the tripod and the centre column's about 4 inches off the floor. And I think I prefer that, it makes the gondolas look bigger. And I'm only shooting on the 17 to 55 and I'm at about 18 mil. Yeah, quite like that. Well, that was a fun morning. Well, I think I've done enough shots now. Just in time, we've got the most massive cruise liner coming in. With its 2 tugboats. Might just be able to make them out. I'd love to know where he goes. That's flipping mahoosive. But yes, I say, it's nothing original, but it's a tick in the box. And now I need to try and find my way back to the bus terminal and find out which bus I get on. I know it's a number 6, but I've got to figure out what you do with this ticket as well. You have to wave it at something apparently. Oh, I'm a nightmare with public transport, I really am. But yes, no, that was good. I managed to get it down in the end to 5-second exposure with f13, and I ended up popping a soft grad on because it was getting to the point where the sky was just starting to be lighter than the water. That's amazing watching that thing come in. It's got a tugboat at the rear as well, just there, attached by a line, which you probably won't make out on here. The water is deeper than you think. Right, I'm off ski. See you later. I didn't get the wow factor that I was expecting from Venice. It all looks really grubby, and if you've been there, shoot me down in flames if you don't feel the same, but it's your own experience of the place. And it was so busy. When I arrived, it was 5:30 this morning, and there were street cleaners out, and there were a few people wandering around and a couple of photographers. And by the time sunrise had happened, which was 7:30, the square was filling up. The tables and chairs were being put out. And by 7:50, it was heaving. You just couldn't move for people. I managed to navigate back to the square, and it's just a sea of people. And I'm really, really not comfortable in those sort of scenarios. But I'm so glad I went in. This little area you see here is a bit of Maghera, which, this is a nice little kiddies play area. I think there's sort of swings and trees, and I can hear the birds chirping. But I wouldn't stay here again. I found it quite scary last night. And it's only because I don't know the place and I stand out like a sore thumb. Tourists have this look about them, I think, and the locals know it. So yes, anyway, I am heading back to the room. I'm going to have some breakfast and a cup of tea, finish packing, head to the airport and go home. So thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of a different look around the Dolomites, to see it without the 10 foot of snow that we had last year. I think I might have got it out of my system, maybe. But that Passo Giau, and there are still places I need to get back to. I haven't yet been to Refugio Locatelli at Tresim because the weather was abysmal. So there's still little things that I want to come back for. So anyway, thank you again, and I'll catch up with you next Sunday. Bye for now.